Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Hey, doctor, how you feel, man?
What's going on, man? Shoot.
Hey, another day in the neighborhood, right?
Right.
So we gonna get right into it, folks. And as always, do for us, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe, and that notification so you can get all of our content as soon as we drop it. Ken, we're what are we in 17 games into the season now? Just some initial observations, impressions of what you've seen so far in the association.
I think the biggest one for me, Mike, is which Cleveland. Man, I'm shocked. They gotten off to a a fantastic or great, starting point. I didn't see that coming out of them. Um, I I figured that they'd be, let's just say, middle of the pack, but yeah, they only lost one game, and that matter of fact. That's a game they should have. That game they kind of got a bad call with the, I think, Tatum offensive foul. They didn't call it.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots the three. They go up. So, but man, Cleveland's playing well. A lot of confidence. Garland is playing well. I think that I'll say this. I know for the, let's just say, in the summertime he was on the trading block. He had a bad playoff, so he's playing well. But the thing to watch is that when time comes, will he be regular season Garland or playoff time Garland? It's you never know. So that's But the other thing, just to keep with Cleveland, is that they need another score. I mean, Mitchell, he just can't. In the playoff time, he's trying to do it all by himself. They need somebody to take that responsibly or take some burden off of him to try to score
Mm-hmm.
every time they come down the court. So, but yeah, but they playing well, Mike. So I wouldn't say I'm just shocked, but for the start that they get off, I mean, they were like what, 13-0, 14, yeah,
15 and 0,
all right,
15 and 0.
until they met up with Boston.
Yeah, it was the fourth best season opening in NBA history. There's several games Cleveland should have lost though.
Oh yeah,
They should have
definitely
lost to the
right,
Bucks. They should have
right.
lost. There's several games they should have lost, but they found a way to win. Cleveland, to me, I think it was because what is this? This is Donovan, what his third year, right?
Third
With
year,
I think with the Cavs, right?
yeah.
And so they've played together now. I think Cleveland and Boston were the two teams that were ready for the season to start, right?
Okay.
Boston was pretty much they had played in the Olympics. They didn't have a lot of time off. How that will play out in the the long season, we will see. But I thought they came in. They these guys have played together. Boston
Oh yeah.
has played together now for especially White and Brown. They've been together for some years. So when you have that chemistry and that continuity, yeah, I was a little shocked by the fact that they were doing teams like they were doing them.
Okay.
However, in hindsight, Ken, when we start looking at these other teams, right, we're going to talk about the Philly. We're going to talk about some of the talk about Milwaukee, talk about some of these other teams. Even now, when we look at what's happening in the West with Phoenix, with the guys that are out there. I mean, you man, you got to play together, Ken. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
that's you don't have that chemistry. So I think Cleveland is definitely a formidable team.
Oh,
Let's just be honest. I mean, Donovan Mitchell is
it's a bad boy.
man, and when Garland is clicking, it's Mobley. Mobley's trying to shoot some more threes. I'll give him threes all day long. I keep him out of the paint. I'll give him threes all day long. But also, I would say that's the biggest shot. But on the other shot, Golden State.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that. They playing well, Mike. And the thing about it is Golden State has always been that team that, as far as efficiency is concerned, they're gonna be ranked probably either one or two in the league. And the thing that I like about Golden State is that um, I would say it's more of a team approach than an individual one. We
Yeah.
know Curry gonna go down the Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Hmm.
They lost Clay, you
Yeah.
know. Um, I just think that they're getting, I'll say, better bench play than they did
Hmm.
last year. So yeah, they're
That's a bigger surprise to me than Cleveland because
really
I did not see Golden State like smash mouthing people,
okay.
and they have been like, especially losing Clay. I thought there might be a little, bump in the road here and there, but they came out and they handling their business in the West, man. And
Oh,
you got to take them serious.
yeah, you better take 'em, or
You know
you'd
what I
be
mean?
down by 30 at
Exactly. And
halftime.
I did not anticipate them being that's good. Let's see, because I think Golden State is a team where they can't survive without a Steph. They can't survive without, Kaminga playing at a very
High
high
level.
level.
Yep.
So I just think their margin of error is it's so small. And again, we have such a small sample size. I mean, people are this is what's killing me, and we're gonna talk about the Bucks, but and not just the Bucks, but other teams. Man, when I hear these commentators, and the minute the season started, and guys are injured, guys are not
Oh.
winning, might as well blow the team up. Blow the team up. Giannis going here. Giannis going. I'm man, we 17 games, man.
I know.
Like it's an 82 game series, right? And
Right.
so to think
See,
that Philly couldn't get, I'm serious, Philly couldn't get healthy and get back in the running. No, if you got healthy guys, but I think Philadelphia's gonna run into the same problems that the Bucks and other teams run into when you get new personnel. Unless you play together, you will not succeed. It's just as simple as that, brother. And so I think um Golden State, Cleveland, I don't, get Cleveland's got to prove to me. Like I'm more convinced with Golden State because they've been there, they champions.
right.
But the makeup of the Cleveland Cavaliers, yes, they're exciting and they're doing great. But like you said, Ken, we you know, what is Garland gonna do? What is
Exactly.
Mitchell gonna do? Mitchell's always had a good postseason. So, but are these guys gonna be as dominant in the postseason? If you prove it to me, then I'm good. Right. Like I'd rather, to be honest with you, if I'm in the East in the first playoff series, I'd rather face Cleveland than the Heat because
Okay.
we know how the Heat come when it's
Right.
playoff
Yeah.
time. They serious, man. They have another gear. They have another activation. And so until they can prove that, they're a great storyline. A
Okay.
really great
I
storyline, Ken.
can't argue
And
that point.
I guess I would say to you is man, let's talk about some of these guys, man. I want to mention his name, and he wasn't on our agenda today, but Ben Simmons. Ben
Oh,
Simmons. Is he still in the league?
my God. Yeah, they're making a whole lot of money, but I think Ben just I thought he would come in this season more, let's just say focused, trying to prove that, this is where I belong. Mike, Ben Simmons is a talented basketball player. No doubt about it.
Can
I
can
mean,
can I can I share his stats with you, and then you can continue
go
on?
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, this might give you a little, little season, a little something on the little sauce for you. Okay, so Ben is averaging 5.4 points a game.
Mm.
He's averaging 6.6 assists, 5.9 rebounds with a career low 4.8 attempt shots per game.
Mike, Ben, I mean, the thing about it, Mike, I mean, when before, let's just say that season when they play, I can't remember who they were playing, but when they got knocked out of the playoffs and he passed the ball instead of taking it to the basket. Ben was averaging like maybe 15, 16 points a game, maybe I'm gonna say about 6, 7 rebounds, and maybe about 3.5, 4 assists a game. and then he was taking the number one, score on the opposite team. So I mean, I think Ben has lost his confidence and lost his way. And I
40
just
million this year.
ooh, ooh,
He's
mm.
made over $203 million.
And he young, Mike. What?
And the thing about Ben is, man, we're sitting up here critiquing him, but the reality is, if it is a confidence thing, it is a and that's with anything. I don't,
Right.
that's with painting. Okay, that's with playing a instrument, right? Like if anytime you got to perform in front of people, if you don't have the confidence, man, how many people have frozen trying to give up and give a speech?
Oh man, yeah,
It's confidence, right?
right,
And so this is not something that is unique to him. Many people have lost their confidence, and it's such a shame, man, because Ben Simmons was an all-star.
right.
I mean, he can get down. I mean, when he in that right space, Ben Simmons can get down coast to coast, dunk on you, coast to coast assist, great defensive player. But Ken, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I just think he's probably gonna be out of the league.
You think
I just
so?
think when his contract is up, man, who's gonna pay him that amount of money if he stays in on the vet minimum? He might, but Ken, even
That's a
if you
lot of
stay
money.
on the vet minimum, you gotta produce.
Yeah,
What did Beasley do last year? He produced. Now he
right.
got paid. Even if after his contract is done, they don't re-sign him, he goes somewhere, they put him on the vet minimum, 5 points a game, 4.8 shots a game is not gonna get it done.
No, I just think Mike, Ben is too talented to be with the stats that he has right now. He is. I mean, it's just I don't, maybe he just has to rebuild his confidence, and in the NBA, either you producing or you're not producing. That's I'm gonna do a Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately?
Exactly. Exactly, brother. Exactly. And the injuries, Ken.
Oh man.
Let's talk about the injuries for a minute. Okay. Let's start with the 76ers. We can alternate.
Okay.
That's how many injuries there are. We can actually alternate. Man, like, and Ken, okay. I was trying to recall in my mind watching the NBA growing up. I don't think I ever was worried like today when I watch a game, I always go to the injury report because I don't know who's playing.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? Like when we were watching the NBA growing, we never even questioned whether a guy was playing or not.
Didn't even think about it.
Man, today you have to check the man. I feel sorry for people that's got season tickets or they bought a game because somebody's coming into town and they go, hey, good luck to you. Because
Right.
I'm here to tell you these are different guys, man. And I don't mean to talk disparagingly of them, but I have to be critical because man, when I hear I got a hip contusion or a sore shoulder or sore man, Ken,
Concussion
if
protocol.
listen, Ken, if I get the concussion thing, but listen to this. If in NFL players, if NFL players would not play with the ailments that NBA players have, you would never have an NFL game.
Stop.
There's sore ankles, there's sore knees, there's sore backs. The difference in the NFL is that if you take a break, guess what? You got a Kaepernick coming in after you.
Right. You got somebody coming in that's hungry.
Okay, that's gonna take your spot. And the NBA, that's not it. So to me, again, we don't have this conversation, but we need to go back to a merit-based system. If you don't play, you don't pay. You don't get paid. I don't care if you like these man athletes, you have to boxers box, man. With sore this and sore that, and coming out of training camp, they can't say, well, hold on a second. I know the fight's tonight, but I don't feel 100%.
Right. Got
Okay,
a
it's
headache.
just crazy. So Joel Embiid is out as well as Paul George. He hyperextended that knee. again.
Again, right.
And Philly is in what position? Can we say last?
Giants.
What's your thoughts, Ken?
Mike, we've talked about Embiid saying that he was not going to play back to backs. Paul George is in his 13th, 14th year,
Mm-hmm.
injury prone.
But
Maxi,
Ken, didn't we point that out when that trade was about to
yeah,
happen? Didn't we
we
say,
did.
well, everybody was so excited? We said, well, okay, is he going
Is he
to
gonna play
give?
a full season? That's yeah. So don't get me wrong. Injuries happen, but the thing about it, Mike, I saw them play when let's just say they both was healthy at one time. Um, they still didn't look, complete. Like you said earlier, it's going to take some time for players to get used to each other. But yeah, they in last place. Um, they haven't decided or hadn't determined when Paul George is going to come back. And B has a history of just being out injured, so it's no surprise whatsoever to me, or I don't think it's a surprise to you either. So the 76ers, I think what they're trying to do is, be as cautious as possible. So let's just say half season mark, then try to, let's just say get in the I'm gonna say the play in or the playoffs. We'll put it that way. So it's gonna be a struggle for them for the whole year.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because people were very excited about it, and it really blew up two teams. It blew up the Clippers, and it blew them up. And so we know that Maxi has missed a couple games.
Right.
Um, no, that season, because you almost, if you want to compete for a championship, you almost can't be cautious with them because you're going to lose so many games. You're going to have so much to make up that, and you got unhealthy guys. It's just like I agree. And Philly's a disappointment, a complete disappointment, and I just think they mismanagement because I think I recall didn't Embiid get a gold medal?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, so he could play all summer, and now he can't play in the season. And when he come into the season, he said, "What, Ken? I ain't gonna play back to backs."
Right.
What? Like, oh, man, you know what? If somebody could sit these dudes down and say, "Hey, look, man, this is your childhood dream to play at this level, but you do know one thing: it's finite. You're
Oh
not
yeah.
going to be able to do this for the rest of your life. You might only be able to do this till you 35. I mean, not everybody's like the king that's going to go to 41, 42 years in the league. So the average person is probably going to go to their 30, 35. So, bro, you need to leave it all out there. This idea
Right.
that I'm gonna play to, once I got this pain in my side and I don't feel good. But what's going on with Chris Middleton right now?
He's
The
been
we
cleared.
he cleared,
Yeah.
but he's not mentally. I don't know how true it is. You in Milwaukee. I don't know if you. That's what I'm hearing here. He's not mentally ready to go out there and compete. That to me makes me extremely concerned
It
that
should.
you're not hungry, that you're not thirsty, that you're not, oh man, let me get on this court and get back. That you, I don't know. That's confusing to me, Ken. I don't even know
Yeah.
how a person can be medically cleared and not play. Like, why do you have an option? Like, you're fine. That's what everybody else is saying. You're fine, but I'm not fine in my head. Well, that sounds
Right.
more like Ben Simmons now. What are we talking about, man? You got some
I hope
confidence
not.
going on. What's up? I'm questioning that, Ken, because that sounds ridiculous to me. You are cleared to play medically. That means you're fine, right?
Another Kawhi.
Hey, and you're not. I don't. Man, they're see, this is what I'm trying to say, Ken. The silo through which they see this world. There are folks that are sick that have no choice but to get up every day and go to work and put food on the table. Man, you playing the oh my God, you playing NBA, you bouncing the ball around. This is fun.
Mike, these players making too much money.
Kid,
We keep going. Let
we
me
could
give you one.
forever.
Let me give you
Go
one.
ahead.
Porzingis.
Oh, okay. This is another thing we had when
Right.
the trade happened, remember?
Right. My big thing is like how healthy is he? How healthy is he right now? And is he gonna stay on the floor? So I guess that answered my question. They don't know when he's coming back. And this happened last year in the playoffs. Or yeah, in the finals. So they have no idea when he's coming back.
If
But
Boston was smart, he'd get back, he'd get healthy, they're trading.
okay. I cannot,
They don't need him.
not really.
They don't.
I mean,
If anything, Ken, when he comes back, he's going to tear the chemistry up. They don't have to rework everything. Boston is gelling, man. They don't, but they need another big man is what they need. They don't need an injury prone dude. But Ken, how many games have he played?
this year,
Yeah.
0. Shoot.
Okay.
So, the thing about it is that I said, well, through the playoffs, he played. I give it to him. He played well, but the question mark has always been, can he stay on the floor? And we've answered that question. Who's your next one, Mike?
Okay, look. Okay, we know that for Dallas, Luka's out. He
Yeah.
suffered a wrist injury, expect to be out for at least a week. Who knows? Might be several. But Dallas, they beat was it LA they beat? I know they went into and they played really well without they played really well without Luka the other night. And let me see who they they went in and they beat the Nuggets
Okay.
without Luka.
But that just goes to show you. That goes to show you, Mike. This is just my critique on Luka. I think too holds the ball too much, dribbles too much. That's just me. That's just my take on it. But the thing about it, when Luka is out, they pass better than when he's in there.
Yeah.
So you got to take that for what it is, and everybody gets involved. So
Yeah, they do. Yeah, everybody get involved. And I was very impressed with their win, like I say, against Denver. So Luka's out. Who else can?
we mentioned Kawhi, so let's move on from that. Malik Monk,
Mm.
let's just say not a big star name, but I think
Mm-hmm.
Malik is huge for Sacramento.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
so he out indefinitely. So we won't see him for a while. Let's put it that way. I think it would be good to have him there because I think Sacramento would, acquiring DeRozan. You think
Mm-hmm.
that I would think they I'm gonna say top 4 in the West if if everybody was
Mm-hmm.
healthy, but
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
that's not gonna happen. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean he's a great defensive player. He hit big shots. He seems to be a leader
Yeah.
everywhere he goes. So I agree. That is a big 3-and-D guy. That's a big loss. And those are the most valuable wing guys are the most valuable in the league.
Oh
Just
yeah.
be honest with you, wing guys, because that's all they do now, shoot threes. So I mean, it's the most valuable. Okay, Ken, this is a name that we're all familiar with, Zion Williamson. Okay, Zion is out with a hamstring since November 6th with no imminent return. None. I saw him in a tattoo shop though, Ken. Did you see him?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't
he got
see
a
that.
tattoo, man. Yeah, he was in there, usually when you don't come to work, bro, you have a low profile.
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? You said, yeah, I can't come to work. And all of a sudden, man, I see Ken. What Ken? The
In the mall.
right. I'm like, yeah, he all on IG, bro. Getting a tattoo, man, like it ain't nothing, man. I don't even, I
I don't
can't
get it.
even, I know. It's like you don't understand the impression that you're leaving with everyone. And nobody wants to say you don't love the game or respect the game or whatever. But Ken, when I see you don't even have a timeline to return. I want to see you doing something, working out,
Right.
doing
Right.
something, man. Like letting your fans know. Listen, I'm on my way back. I got to come back.
Right.
No, you in there getting attacked, right?
Oh my goodness.
And you know what? I'm gonna say another thing about Zion. Zion happens to be one of these dudes. I believe that he is so athletically gifted that he has been able to get away with these poor habits on every level,
But
except for this level.
but Mike, he came in this season the best shape that he's ever been. I don't know.
Ken,
Huh.
Ken, okay. How many people we see didn't lose weight? And we be like, oh man, you look good. Bro. Yeah, man, I've been in the gym, I've been this and that. And then 3 months later, what we see, he swole up. No, man, this is a lifestyle change, baby. This ain't just about, eating good for the summer and all that. This is a complete lifestyle change. And your lifestyle change might mean you got to get some of them folks away from you. They got them bad eating habits and all that, man. Come on. Ken. I don't, I just, I don't want, I don't want to be like, sound like I'm hating on these young people, man, because I'm really not. But it's troubling to me when I see a guy like Zion who has, man,
Oh
just like I
man.
say, he come on, man, who don't want to see him play?
Right. Exactly.
Part of my, I don't, if Zion's listening, whatever, man. But part of my problem is I want to see you
Right.
play.
Exactly.
I
Shoot.
love when you're on the court, man. Like what you bring to the game, the value you bring to the game, the talent you've been blessed with. Man, we just want to see it, man. But that requires you.
Commitment.
You have to do the work. You have to do the work. And I
Mike,
just go ahead, Ken.
this is my last one.
Okay.
Morant. Ja.
Another dude, right? Another dude that we love to see.
Man.
But okay, let me say this about Ja. And I think Ja is so athletic and he is so miraculous with his creativity that these injuries, it's just part of it. Man, you can't jump as high as he is and he gets bumped in the air and he comes down awkwardly. We can go back. We can look at the D Rose, right? We can look
Oh
at even
man.
we can look at all of these guys that have had a certain skill set, right? Somehow he's going to have to sit back and think about his game for a minute and say, hey, how can I prevent myself from having these major falls, man? Because again, he's in flight, man. And he took off. You looking at Josh, the bottom of his feet, man. He's up there so high. But with all of that athleticism, right? And the jumping out the gym and the dunking and all at his height puts him in a position, Ken, that I believe he's always gonna find himself, man, having awkward falls. And he doesn't have the physique to deal with that. He's skinny. Let's just
Right.
keep it honest. He's not a big guy. And so, man, can that team ever do anything without him?
Nah. Come on,
Okay.
Mike. Because I agree with you, and it's kind of ironic that I was talking to one of the listeners of the show, and he was talking about D Rose, and it's kind of ironic that you mentioned you compare him to John Morant as far as his situation too. Um, yeah, Morant, you have to. I'll say this, you know, he may have to give up parts of his game
Hmm.
to stay healthy
Yeah,
and have longevity in the league.
yeah,
So
yeah. And what does that look like? I don't know at his height, because his advantage is just what gets him in those situations. His speed, his athleticism, the way he jumps, you know, one of the coldest dudes that I think he could pattern his game after is Kyrie. Kyrie don't jump as high, but
right,
Kyrie is just as magical. He's a magician with the ball. But Kyrie understands how to protect himself and how to get off his shot without having to jump over people all the time, right? Kyrie will his floater, right? He will use English, right? He uses angles. And Ja is just rising up above
yeah,
you,
right,
right? And it's a lot of force. I mean, as I mentioned, Ja is a thin
right.
NBA player, but he plays with force. I mean,
Oh, right,
it's interesting. I mean, he when he coming at you, right? Somehow he's got to figure out, okay, let me play with less force. Like Giannis can play with force because Giannis is big. Giannis gonna hit you with your bows. He gonna get you off of you. He gonna, you know, Giannis gonna hit you with that chest. He can play with that type of physicality. But
Ja King.
nah, man, he gonna have to develop his three a lot more, take
So
more threes.
so
You know,
what you say he needs to be more polished as far as his game is concerned?
he does. He does.
Okay.
He does. I just think right now, I mean, just think he's unguardable. You can't guard him. Why? Because he is so crafty. It's like say I'm gonna shut down Brunson. You're not gonna shut down Jalen. Okay, you might slow him down. You can double team him. You can do what you want, but those guys are just too crafty, man. You saw what Ball did to the Bucks. Those guys. If you give them the green light and say, man, listen, give Dame 30 some shots. Let Dame go out and say, Dame, you got the green light. Just go. You can't contain Dame's playing within a system. Guys are playing within a system, but they were like, no, no, no. You any
Shoot.
shot you want, he
Right.
taking one leg threes. Man, guys like that, man, are walking buckets. Can and then okay, so let me just say here that we do know that Grant Williams he's
Yeah.
out now for the
Right.
remainder of the season
He's
with ACL. Nick Claxton is dealing with a lower black sprain, return after missing 3 games, but require ongoing management. Miles Bridges missed 5 consecutive games due to a patella syndrome, his running knee. So I mean, you can.
a walking wounded, Mike.
Yeah, the walking wounded. I like that. For real, that's what it is, man. And so you have to check the injury report. I'm sorry. You just have to look at it and go, okay, who is going to play tonight? I just want to announce for you guys, listen, there's some rookies that I want you to check out. Okay. Jared McCain with the 76ers. And we know, like Ken has mentioned, there's not a whole lot of offense coming out here. But this rookie is averaging 16.5 points a game, 2.7 assists, 2.3 rebounds. He's already delivered an outstanding performance with 30 points against the Brooklyn Nets. You need to check this dude out because he's balling. I tell you another one you need to check out is Shannon Sharp. Oh man,
Oh,
Shannon, I
yeah.
mean, yeah. He getting down, ain't he?
Yeah.
He getting down. Zach Edey. That's another one that I was kind of shocked. But Zach Edey
Playing
is
well.
he playing well. He averaging 11 points a
Mm.
game, 6 rebounds a game. He's averaging a block or two. This boy, I knew if you guys hadn't checked out Dalton Connect, you need to check him out. the Tennessee Volunteer that's playing for the Lakers. I think the other night he had like 37 last
Right.
week or something like that. I
Right.
mean, he is the okay. I'm just gonna make a comparison. Folks don't
Stop.
get mad. You know I'm going, Ken. Dr.
Oh,
Connect, Bronny James. Okay. All I'm saying is the King said, and he I think he tweeted last year. I'm watching the League Pass. My son is a lot better than a lot of these folks on League Pass. Okay, bro. Eat your words. Y'all know I love the King. Eat your words. Because listen, when I heard this report, this is a sidebar. When I heard this report that Bronny's not going to be traveling with the G League, he's going to be at the Lakers home games and he's going to play at the home games with them, but he's not traveling with them. Okay. Ken, I want to hear what you guys say about this, but let me just put this out there. We know that the GOAT left Chicago, left basketball, went to go play baseball. He rode the bus. He got him a new bus now.
Right.
You know,
A nice bus.
We got to upgrade now.
Right.
But he rode the bus with the team because he realized, listen, if you want to be respected, Mr. James, Mr. Young James, I'm not talking to your father now because you grown and you in the league and you can make your own decisions. If you want to be respected, I'm telling you, when you don't travel with that team, they looking at you some way.
Side eye. That's how they
Go
look
ahead,
at it.
Ken.
Mike, to me, it's just I'm gonna call it a matter of disrespect. That's what it comes down to for me. I'm like, you haven't proved anything, and as far I won't even get into that. As far as him being in the NBA or going down to the G League, do your time in there, get better, get your production up, and call it a day. You ain't gonna travel. I mean, come on, Mike. Yeah, that's just to me. That's just the arrogance of I'll say of him not respecting you know his I'm gonna say his fellow players. It's almost it's a shame, really. I just think it's just a total matter of disrespect from him. But it is what it is. It's
It's
I guess it's in the days that we live in right about now.
man, I I feel like LeBron has taken advantage of his situation in a very negative way that looks really bad for the league. We know the league is struggling with attendance
Oof,
and viewership. We know that.
down 28%.
And I just think, Ken, 28%. I just think like when you give players always had power in the NBA, much more than any other sport because there's so few of them and you need them. But I think when you take advantage of that and you got your son in the league, that wasn't enough. You wanted him on your team. You got that. That wasn't enough. Now you wanted to play with him in a game in the league. And and keep it. He ain't earned any of this. This is all unearned. He ain't earned any of it. As a basketball player, he has not proven and shown that he belongs where he is at. And he is there because of his father. I get that. The problem is it's terrible because it sends the wrong message. You got guys out here working hard. Come on, LeBron, you worked hard, man. You got where you got because you worked hard. Did nobody open up no door for you and snatch you in? You kicked the door down, King. You came in and said, look, this is what I'm about to do here. I'm about to put myself on Mount Rushmore. That's what the King did. And your son, you want to give him the red carpet? Nah, Ken. Like you say, perfect word, brother. Disrespect. And I feel bad because I just think it's a reflection that everybody's not really looking at LeBron. They're looking at Bronny. This is on him. This is about his career, his young legacy as he starts to develop it. And it's not a good storyline. It's a terrible storyline.
It is. It
You
is.
know, you don't want to write that book. No, leave that book alone. Now, Ken, in our closing few minutes, I just want to say one thing because I have not heard people talk about this. Giannis is averaging 32 points for a game, leading the league. And he's fifth with averaging 11.5 rebounds a game. He's fifth in the league in rebounding. I'm telling you, man, and he's also 20th in the league. Dame is 10 in the league in assists, but Giannis is 20th in the league in assists. His Giannis is dominating on both ends of the floor. He's the most dominant dude in the game, man. I don't care what anybody say. You can say Jokic does this, Jokic does that. Giannis gets whatever he wants. Bruh, what did he have the other night? He had what, 24 out of the 22 points in the first quarter?
Yeah.
He had 20 the other night. He had 25 in the third. He had 59. He had 43, 41. Man, you see that key block he had on? What was that, on Şengün, or who was that? Was that
Yeah.
key block?
He's playing well. I think, Mike, but to answer your question, I just think that seeing that the Bucks got off to a slow start, that they're not picking up. I'll say picking up that story. I did see a day or two ago that they mentioned that right now they if you had to, let's just say, pick for MVP, it would be Giannis. I did see that. So, but as far as I'm gonna say, uh, I think they look at it because Milwaukee has a real slow start, and so now they've won. I think it's 6 out of 7. You may
Mm-hmm.
see it more get picked up as far as his performance is concerned. So
Ken, let me say this. Cleveland started out, we had mentioned at the top of the show, 15-0. Fourth team in league history to ever do that. They talk more about the Lakers, more about Boston, more about New York, more about it. They're I don't, man, listen. It doesn't matter what the Bucks do until the Bucks win a championship. And look, man, look. They not even. You don't even hear talk about Jokic.
nope, not
It's
at
gonna
all.
be. It's gonna be LA. And that's why I say that shows like ours and others, man, that you got to talk about what else is happening in the league, man, because you got some great games being played. And Cam, remember I said to you, I said we need to talk about Detroit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, but they have to learn to. I'll put it this way: win at the end of games.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yep.
they are playing a whole lot better than they did
Mm-hmm.
last year. But they competing. They just have to learn how to win in the last 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Ken, you are 110%. Because I'm telling you, if you go up, with Detroit come in your building and you go to Detroit and you, as we say back in the day, half stepping, they gonna run you up out of that gym. Them, man, they Detroit is I love the feistiness and how hard they play, man. It's old school NBA basketball where we gonna get with you. Now they could get rid of Isaiah Stewart. Now I don't, Isaiah always busting heads with someone, man. Like,
Right,
man,
I know.
I'm like, man, cause you just
Just
wake up,
chill.
man.
Right.
Wake up wanting to fix that scuffle with somebody, man. I'm like, cause that was, hey, when he pulled Giannis down, I'm like, come on now, Doc. Nah, that's a dirty play, bro. That's a
Yeah.
dirty play. Isaiah, get yourself together, man. But them Detroit, man, I love to see these young teams in closing. Orlando's playing well. We didn't even mention Paulo's out.
Yes, well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's like I say, check the injury report. See who's playing. Ken, you got the last word.
Mike, I mean, it's just a lot of injuries. I think we may not have to call it, the NBA. We might have to call it MASH. So, see if they can get these players, back healthy as possible so they can, uh, boost this viewership is concerned because, you know, you got some major stars out. And I'll say back in the day, you just didn't see that. So we'll see what
No.
happens. Hopefully they'll get them back as quick as possible and healthy.
All right, folks, you heard it from Ken. As always, the world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity into our everyday life. This is why they play the game.